There's this, Bill Kristol sent out a tweet about just echoing what David just said. Bill Kristol, well-known conservative voice, of course. Here's what he said. I don't know why this one makes me so emotional, but it does. 2 weeks ago, a 26-year-old soldier raced repeatedly into a burning Bronx apartment building, saving 4 people before he died in the flames. His name was Private Emmanuel Mensah, and he immigrated from Ghana, a country Donald Trump apparently thinks produces very subpar immigrants. I don't know why the president doesn't know that.
Here's a couple of things, Allison, and you have me emotional because of your emotion and trying to report without getting emotional. You have a president, and the onus is on those who in this country who voted for him or didn't vote. And I think back to something Maya Angelou said. When someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. The African-American community was screaming when he kept saying, "Make America great again." That was cold. When was America great? What time period were you talking about? And then you have a president who could not get it right when it came to issues of Charlottesville. And then he's going to change the narrative from the NFL players about taking the knee. It was about police-involved shootings. It wasn't about the flag. Right. It wasn't about the soldiers. And it wasn't about this country. It was about changing the dynamic to stop what's been going on for hundreds of years. You have a president who today, and this is the irony, today will celebrate MLK Day at the White House.
I mean, it just adds to all of the emotion, and it adds to
irony,
the horror of...
Right. And but listen to this. And then you also, today is the 8th anniversary of that deadly earthquake in Haiti.
Yeah.
But you also have a president who can't get the name of Tanzania right. He calls it Tanzania. He continues to do that. Africa, and we have to really look at the fact. We've had presidents from Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush who really tried to work with Africa. Yeah. He's basically saying Africa and Haiti don't exist. And Africa is very important. And I'm going to say this, and there's a big reason why, and he needs to focus in on Africa and not look at them as a loser country. Africa has issues of terrorism in countries that are not democratically ruled, but you also have a greatness in Africa, mineral rich. I mean, Africa, it has oil there. We could work with them. China is working with them, building infrastructure to work to get oil.
Of Africa. For sure.
That's what I'm saying, and you cannot. So this president doesn't understand it's not just a racial issue. He doesn't understand the issue of diplomacy and what Africa and Haiti bring, and El Salvador bring to the global community and to the United States of America.
Look, he's tweeting this morning. We should say he's defending his immigration stance right now. You know, I think one of the reasons this is so emotional is because this gets to what America is about, right? And what.
And we don't want somebody like this in the country. We don't want somebody who ran into the burning building in the country. I mean, that's just heartbreaking.
You don't want people who suffer. You don't want people who come from places where things are bad. You
also don't want people who aren't blonde and blue-eyed. You want
only, apparently.
Yes, that's what I mean. You don't want people who are not blonde and blue-eyed. You want just Norwegians.
You know, and David, that's where this transcends a debate about immigration to a debate about America. And people in America right now need to look inwards and figure out how they feel about what is being said.
Look, the president's disapproval is so high because he's made himself such a narrow thinking and narrow governing political figure. Who is not expanding his base and who's not really reflective of America. He's reflective of a strain of populism in this country, and that did result in his election. And from Charlottesville to these comments, a pattern of hateful ignorance that only bolsters a record of racist attitudes that he brought into the campaign and that predate his time even thinking about politics. So this is the pattern that's clear. And what you've got now is congressional leadership that continues to be afraid of poking the bear.
They're complicit. They are complicit in
Well,
this?
they are afraid to do anything that will get in the way of their business, so they hold their nose and keep at it. The difficulty the president has should be obvious, which is if he's going to negotiate with Democrats at all, they're going to want to know that there's something of good faith and not just publicity stunts and this kind of erratic behavior. And somebody's going to take a stand, and it's most likely going to be the Democrats in this case.
Guys, thank you very much for having this really important conversation. I feel a little lame for getting emotional, but if Phil Mudd, that tough guy from the CIA who can snap a man's neck with his bare hands, if he can get emotional and teary as he was about all of this, then I guess it's all free game for all of us. David Gregory.
Allison, it's your humanity. It's your humanity. It's your humanity, and that is appreciated.
Thank you, April. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you and everything that you have said in this conversation. Listen, I'm just very grateful that we can all have this conversation about the importance of this today. David Gregory.
Y'all know Gregory didn't weigh in there.
Yes,
he had nothing nice to say about what you said.
Yes, he did. I feel it from David Gregory.